Good day, teachers and fellow educators. Welcome to this session on mental wellness and social emotional learning in the classroom. In this video, we will discuss why mental wellness matters in our schools, what social emotional learning is, and how teachers can integrate it into daily classroom practice, especially in the Philippine context. Before we talk about strategies, let us begin with a simple truth. Learners cannot learn well if they do not feel well. Every learner who enters our classroom brings more than a notebook and a pencil. They bring their emotions, experiences, fears, hopes, and sometimes their struggles. A learner who is anxious may find it hard to concentrate. A learner who feels unloved may seek attention through misbehavior. A learner who is overwhelmed may simply give up. Mental wellness affects attention, motivation, behavior, and academic performance. As teachers, we may not be mental health professionals, but we are frontliners. We are often the first adults who notice when something is not right. So, what do you mean by mental wellness? Mental wellness is the ability of a person to manage emotions, cope with stress, maintain healthy relationships, and function effectively in daily life. Mental wellness is not the same as mental illness. A learner does not need to have a diagnosis to be struggling. In school, mental wellness concerns often appear as withdrawal or silence, irritability or aggression, lack of interest in schoolwork, anxiety during tests or recitations, frequent absences, or sudden changes in behavior. Very often, these are misunderstood as discipline or academic problems, when in reality, they are emotional signals. We have to remember, behavior is a form of communication. This is where social emotional learning or SEL comes in. Social emotional learning is the process by which learners understand and manage their emotions, build positive relationships, show empathy, make responsible decisions, and handle challenges effectively. SEL is not an additional subject. It is how we teach, how we manage behavior, and how we relate to learners. There are 5 core SEL competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize one's emotions and strengths. For example, a learner saying, "I feel nervous when I recite." Self-management is the ability to regulate emotions and behavior. For example, a learner taking deep breaths before a test. Social awareness is showing empathy and respect for others. For example, understanding classmates from different backgrounds. Relationship skills include communication, cooperation, and conflict resolution. For example, working peacefully in group activities. Responsible decision-making is making safe, ethical, and constructive choices. For example, thinking before reacting when angry. When learners develop these skills, mental wellness is strengthened. Teachers play a powerful role in promoting mental wellness and SEL. First, teachers are emotional models. Before learners listen to our lessons, they observe how we manage stress, handle mistakes, speak to others, and respond to challenges. A calm teacher teaches emotional regulation without saying a word. Second, teachers create the classroom environment. An emotionally safe classroom is one where learners feel respected. Mistakes are treated as part of learning. Discipline is fair and consistent, and every child feels seen and valued. A safe classroom allows learners to take risks, participate, and grow. The good news is you do not need special materials to teach SEL. Here are simple, practical strategies. First, create emotional safety. Avoid humiliation. Correct behavior privately when possible. Use respectful language. Second, embed SEL in daily routines. You can do quick emotional check-ins like, how are you feeling today? Happy? Okay? Or not okay? Third, teach emotional vocabulary. Help learners name their feelings: happy, sad, angry, frustrated, worried. Learners cannot manage emotions they cannot name. Fourth, practice positive discipline. Instead of asking, what rule did you break? Ask, what happened? What were you feeling? And how can we fix this? This approach aligns with restorative practices and a child protection policy. Finally, encourage peer support and cooperation. Group work, buddy systems, and clear group norms help learners practice relationship skills. Some learners need additional support. Warning signs may include sudden withdrawal, extreme behavior changes, frequent crying, expressions of hopelessness, or declining academic performance. When you notice this, document observations, communicate with parents, refer to the guidance counselors or school support teams, and follow proper school protocols. As we close, let us remember this. Every learner is more than a test score. Every behavior is a message. Every classroom can be a place of healing and hope. When we teach the mind and the heart, we do not only create good students, we help form resilient, compassionate, and responsible individuals. Thank you for watching, and may we continue to build classrooms where learners feel safe, valued, and capable of succeeding.